All right, next question. Throughout your life, you've served in the military, been deployed overseas during a time of war. You're a firefighter and a police officer. All things have a level of uncertainty. Most recently in your life, when you got the cancer diagnosis, how did you and your family handle the uncertainty that came with that? And while seemingly impossible, did any of your previous life experience help in mitigating the effects of the unknown? Yes, absolutely. 100%, it all helped. I've had the luxury and the privilege of enduring some really hard things. And I say it that way because those experiences have given me the practice of understanding where my limits are and the practice of understanding how to face these hard things. In my job as a police officer, on every shift, you never really know what's right around the corner. You don't know if the traffic stop you're going up to is going to be a regular warning, a citation, or a gunfight. You have no idea. And so there's always a level of uncertainty in those things. I was a firefighter for almost 6 years, EMT, all that kind of stuff. And every single shift, it was all unknown. Are we going to go to a 4-alarm fire? Are we going to have an easy day? Or am I going to have to, I helped deliver a baby once. Like, you never know what's happening. And when you are immersed in that environment and have the practice of dealing with uncertainty, it gives you the ability to take a step back, like take a breath and say, okay, what's the next healthy step? How do we go from here? Through all of those things. And the guy that's asking me this, he's a cop as well. And we all know that there are situations that we face that you would rather not be in. And maybe those situations don't have a viable, good outcome, or you're going to likely be in the line of danger in this situation. What do? You do it anyway. And so you find that courage in you to say, all right, this is what we're doing. How do we do it? It's not, are we doing this? Like, no, this is what's happening. We are the first responder. We are that line between good and bad, and sometimes between life and death of somebody. So we don't have the luxury of saying, hey, I'm not going to this call. I'm not going to that situation. I'm not going to intervene in this domestic. I had a call once where there was a guy walking down the road with a flamethrower. I'm not going to say I'm not going to go to that. The whole way there, I'm like, what the hell do I do when I get there when the dude's walking down the road with a flamethrower? You don't know until you get there, and you kind of have to size it up when you get there. Same thing with this cancer, man. All we can do is say, all right, we're going through this. It's not an if, we are. What's the next healthy step? What do I do, and how do I manage this best? What's best for my family? What's best for the outcome, and how do we make the best of this? And that's part of where this podcast was born from, because I don't know if I'm going to be around for Tyler's wedding or to see, to hold grandkids. I feel like I am. And despite what the doctors say, I'm not their average patient. And right now, the stats are that people with my type of cancer and the degree of cancer I started this with, projected expectancy is 5 to 7, maybe 10 years. My answer to that is I'm not your normal patient. And you don't know my God. And cancer messed with the wrong person. But even so, I don't know. I don't know where things are going to be. I mean, I could walk outside and get hit by a truck. So tomorrow is never promised for any of us. So this podcast was started so that I could share lessons and experiences like this with my family. And that's really the purpose of it, is me looking at this situation, just looking at this situation, saying, okay, we're doing this together. How do we make the best of this? And how do we move forward with the next healthy step? So while this has been challenging for me, it's been just as challenging for Jess. We just got married. We've been married less than 10 years. And, she's trying to figure out how to manage this too. The love of her life is going through this and maybe gone at any time now. And what does she do? So it's just as hard for her. But we both take the same approach of, okay, this is the thing. We've had practice doing hard things. We're doing this. What's the next healthy step? If this is something that you guys like, go ahead and let me know. Do the subscribe thing. If there is something that you want me to talk about, if you have a question for me, drop it in the comments below. And until next time, make today great.